So terrible news for some of the leading RCBI firms. Very bad times. It all started off with the whole crackdown on the programs itself. Visa access being terminated right, left, and center. New rules being implemented or forced, which weren't existing before. Draconian demands in some cases. All blanket acceptances. So that is what really happened, and I've covered this extensively. But now it's time. It's showdown, and it's on the RCBI firms. Some of the biggest ones falling like a pack of cards. The first casualties, first big blow was Fourier Private being sanctioned by the US. Again, at this point, we aren't criticizing. These are all allegations. These are ongoing investigations. So we want to stay away from accusing anyone of anything. But the facts are that sanctions are in place. John Hannafin of Fourier Private, again, under the spotlight. So that was the first big one, right? The big fish or the big sensation that happened within the RCBI world. And the latest crackdown is on one of the biggest and leading names, the Valiant Group. He, a 54-year-old lady, the CEO and the chief of the company, and he is a she, by the way, in China. So she was arrested. The allegations seems to be that assets, she helped local Chinese investors or immigrants with their assets, right? Using the allegations seem to be they used different illicit techniques to accept the funds within China, the country, and then move them sort of, I don't know if it is money laundering, if you call that money laundering, but something like that, right? Practices. And these allegations, we aren't accusing them, but she's arrested under those charges. There's some experts within the industry encouraging anyone Chinese with any connections to the US to, avoid moving there or avoid leaving the country. And it's kind of a mess, and we don't want to get into that. But the point here is a lot of these RCBI firms are under deep scrutiny by different governments. Now, whether these governments are right or wrong, that's completely not the point, right? The point is they are governments of the country and they can do whatever they want, pretty much. And these RCBI firms, one of the big things I always kept advocating since a very long time is some of the interim cheap products that they try to use. Now, if you're a bad actor trying to do the bad stuff, right, illegal stuff, using some of these interim products, be rest assured, there's good chances you'll be in jail if you do the wrong stuff. But unnecessarily, ordinary people with less money, right, just trying to live their life, are being fooled under the pretext of Plan B. You're making them desperate to get some citizenship and selling some crap and making them believe that this is some sort of a bulletproof jacket that you wear and stuff like that. Now, a lot of people get fooled, right? They listen to all this BS, nonsense, crap, all rubbish marketing. They get fooled into purchasing some crappy stuff. And again, I'm not talking about any particular smart people. The regular viewers on my channel know exactly what crappy stuff I'm talking about, but some people get fooled, right? They're weak. They aren't able to read through the lines. They just believe whatever is fed to them. And especially if the consultancies or the immigration firms are strong with reputed marketing channels, then they have the power of fooling people, or let's say marketing wrong stuff. And they often convince poor investors to purchase some of these. Now, the point is, the problem is not the waste of money, right? You have 100K, 200K, whatever. You can spend that money, get some interim products. The problem is the reputation and the harm that it does long term, right? When you're traveling, when you possess one of these, you're sharing a lot of information, right? When there's a crackdown, conveniently, some of these entities will hand over your information, and then you are subject to unnecessary scrutiny. A lot of people feel, what's the problem? Why should you not be scrutinized if you have not done anything wrong? The point is not that. There's something called as privacy. There's something called as image. There's something called as your reputation, and everyone should be concerned about their reputation. Let's say a lot of people believe in privacy, right? They're not doing anything wrong, but that doesn't mean that they can be violated. Their trusts can be violated. They want to keep their information private, personal, and they want to be reputable people. So when you have some of these products, and when criminals are misusing these products all the time, those are some of the last things that you should be looking at, right? So if you fall in that trap, you get marketed the wrong stuff, you buy the wrong things, and then unnecessarily you could be subject to investigations. You will come out clean at the end of the day, but just the whole stigma, the headache, and you don't want to face all of those kind of nonsense. Now, when you are doing any of your regular business, always rely on reputable products, right? There are various ways where you can obtain these. There's something called a citizenship exception. If you're truly an exceptional person, you're earning well, you're doing successful things in your life, let's say you diversify in a country, you could look at citizenship by exception if you qualify, right? There are various ways where the attorney can document this heavily and make sure they create a strong case if you qualify. So there's that one option. Second, you have your own family situation. There's descent, there's marriage, there's birth. There's so many options in so many countries which can conveniently get you what you're looking for naturally through legal proper means. You have a reputed product in place, and when you do your stuff, right, using some of the reputed products in a natural way, you are doing this correctly, right, rather than outright buying something which is a trap to get into further trap. You're doing things naturally. The other thing you have is the natural residencies, right? A lot of residencies are flexible, and my channel keeps covering all of these, right? You have access, if you check my channel, you have access to almost all the flexible residencies that you can get information on, and you can get started. So you can always click the link in the description, book a call with us, we can discuss which is the best fit in your case and get you started.